Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar for our student training series here at Hawks Learning. My name is Elizabeth, and I am a member of our training and support team here at Hawks, and I am so excited to be walking through the student platform and showing you a few helpful features today. I want to thank each of you for joining today's student training session. Over the next 20 minutes or so, I'll be covering everything from how to get technical support from Hawks to how to access your Hawks materials and to the basics of navigating within the platform and completing your assignments. I'll be reserving some time at the end to go over any questions that you might have. So please feel free to chat those into the question and answer box located at the bottom of your screen as they come up. So now I'll go ahead and get started by pointing out to you just how you can access your own Hawks Learning account. Now, there's a few different ways you can do this, and this might vary by the school that you attend. For those of you who do use a learning management system like Hawks, or excuse me, we're on Hawks right now, like Canvas or Blackboard, D2L, Brightspace, or Moodle, your instructors may have a single sign-on link available for you where you'll be able to bypass this next step that I'm going to show you of creating your account. So first thing I want you to do is just make sure you have instructions from your instructor too on how you sign in. Now, if you are prompted or asked by your instructor to sign in and create an account through Hawks Learning's website, you are going to go to learn.hawkslearning.com, just like you see here in my browser. Now, once you sign on here, once you land on this website, I should say, you can go ahead and create your very own student account by clicking on the Create an Account option. So when you click on that page, you'll be prompted to go ahead and put in your first name, your last name, your email, and I recommend putting in your student email here to make it a little easier for you. Then you can go ahead and set up a password, some security questions, and then you'll be able to submit your credentials. And you'll be able to confirm those credentials at the email you selected here. So once you are able to confirm those credentials, you'll be able to log in using your email as your username and the password you created, and you'll be able to sign in here. So now that we have theoretically signed in, I'm actually going to pull over to my example student account that I'd like to show you today to work through. I am now what we call the student dashboard page. This is your home page that you'll see when you log into your Hawks Learning student account. For you, you will see your courses on this page, but the first step we'll do next is actually adding our course to our dashboard, because for the first time, once you create an account, this will be blank, unless, like I said, you're signing on through a single sign-on like we talked about earlier with an LMS. So to add a course to your Hawks Learning account, to add your textbook, you can go to Add Course here with the addition symbol. When you click here, you will be prompted to go ahead and select your school. So I will just go ahead and choose example one, choose your school, choose your product, you can choose your instructor, and then you'll choose the section that you were enrolled in. So you can go ahead and put that information in, and then you will see some options to go ahead and purchase your materials right from our site. So if you want to purchase directly through Hawks, this will be an option for you that you can just go ahead and purchase online to access your ebook, your textbook content, and your assignments online through the software. And then if you purchased online through a bookstore, you'll be able to go ahead and put in your license number from your bookstore here. Now, if you are waiting on something like financial aid to come through and it's already the first day of class, you could go ahead and request temporary access. So that will be an option for you as well. So that way you can go ahead and access your course and your class and your assignments. And then once you have that financial aid come in, you can go ahead and activate and make it permanent. So I'll exit out of this and go ahead and show you now where we just were at on the student dashboard page. Before we dive in and take a look at what an economics course looks like in Hawks, I'm going to go ahead and point out some features here at the top of the screen. So for example here, this is our dashboard homepage. So just know that anytime you are working through this account, you'll be able to come click on the dashboard and you'll land right back where we are right now. This next option has an access for you to view your grades within Hawks. So you can check that here as well. And then this option is for your ebooks. So just know that there's always an option for you to view the ebook version of your text here at the top of the screen that you can access. And I'll show you another place where you'll see the textbook content in just a moment. The next feature is our discussions. So your instructor might choose to enable a live chat. Maybe if they do virtual office hours, they might use this feature. It will just depend on your instructor if you need to use this. And then if your instructor decides to enable a discussion board within Hawks, you can access this here. Over to the right, I have a few features that I want to point out here too. This one is our notifications, and it kind of reminds me of social media with like the number and then the little bell ringing of your notifications. So this notification is telling me the items that are upcoming that are due today as a reminder. We also have a messaging system here within Hawk. So if you need to message your instructor through our account, you can do that as well. Then underneath the drop-down menu with your name, you can find, of course, those general settings, but I love to point this out because we have a direct link for you to receive live support from within Hawks. So we have 24/7 chat where you can chat with a real staff member here at Hawks to receive help at any point in the day. Our chat system does not have any bots attached to it, so you'll have a real person guaranteed. We also have a phone support line available for you as well. So our phone support hours also do not have any kind of automated system attached for it. You can call our support line from 8 a.m. Eastern time to 9 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. And then right now at the start of the school year, we have some extended hours on Sunday afternoons as well. So I encourage you to check that out if you're interested in needing to contact us for some extra help. We also really do prioritize your feedback here at Hawks too. So if you would like to share some feedback with us, you can be entered in to win a gift card with this link as well. So just wanted to point that out while we're here today. So next up, we'll go ahead and jump into our economics course. I have Principles of Economics pulled up here to take a look at as an example today. So if I was taking more than one Hawks Learning class, I would see all courses here, not just the one. But it is helpful that even from my instructor dashboard page, I can already go ahead and take a look at what is upcoming is due very soon. And I can even click into my homework lessons from these clickable links here. So right away, as I log into my account, I have access to go ahead and get started. If you would like to view your whole course and view your student to-do list, I encourage you to either click on the textbook icon or click View Course here. And we are going to see a comprehensive to-do list of all of your assignments upcoming. So I can see what's already been due and what is due today and what is due later. Now, your instructors might choose to sort it a different way. So you can view this a different way here and sort and see what is due today, due within a week, and due later. So there's some different ways you can just kind of help organize yourself and see what assignments you need to prioritize first on this page. Now, this is not just where your homework lessons could be. Your instructors could choose to go ahead and put in other paper and pencil assignments or what we call web tests, which are tests and quizzes that instructors might create for you and post for you to take on Hawks as well. So just to know that this to-do list will have everything that an instructor assigns for you within Hawks that you can access. And then we have further tabs that divide further materials, such as the web test here. And then we have our materials listed here, like our economics companion website and a link to support. It looks like our example instructor put that in as well. So we'll go ahead and go back to our to-do list now. And I'm going to jump straight into a homework lesson to show you what that looks like. I'm going to jump into 5.4 here. And you'll see that once we've landed on this page, we see kind of a landing page for our homework. And this is the same landing page that you'll see on all of your homework assignments within Hawks. Of course, the title is different here at the top. This one is specifically for 5.4, but we will see this 3-step learning mode each time we enter into a homework lesson. The 3-step learning mode is learn, practice, and certify. And learn and practice are designed to prepare you for the certified piece, which is the credit level piece you will submit for credit for completing your homework. These 3 are designed to follow a natural learning path So we will get started today with Learn Mode, and I'll walk you through each of these to show you what they look like and how they all flow together to better help you as a student. So we'll start with number 1, Learn, and I'll press the large start icon here, and we'll get started. So you might remember from before, I mentioned how we would be experiencing and finding that textbook content again in the platform other than that ebook tab. So this is where you will find it here within Learn. Learn is what I like to call a multimedia presentation of the content. We have, instead of having you go and search through the ebook to find lesson 5.4, we have it pulled right here for you so you can review and experience it. And we even have some interactive features and even extra forms of media for you to learn, such as videos. So we have a watch icon here, and I can see a lesson level video that's a great overview of lesson 5.4 as well, available for me to watch as a student. I want to show you that as you work through, you can easily just click next to move on to a new page, and we have some other interactive features so you can check for your own understanding as you are working through the Learn content. So I'll answer a question here and I'll check my answer, and it looks like I got that one right. So it's a great way to kind of get a little extra practice even as you're working through the content in the textbook. And so I'll scroll down and show you some other features like our helpful hints that might help you out as you are working through your lesson, some more on your own features here, and even options for you to be able to print the tables as well. We'll navigate through a few more pages here so you can kind of see what that looks like. And I see some more on your own features here as well. So we have made it here to the last page of lesson 5.4. So I have one less on your own to check for understanding. And I also have a key concepts and summary. So it's kind of wrapping up exactly what we have learned in this lesson to help you out. Now, while you're in Learn mode, you can easily click on the pages icon here. This is going to be like your table of contents, so you can move within the lesson as well right from here. So next, once I pass the last page, I can be prompted to go straight back into the next mode, which is practice mode. And so I'll go ahead and get started on that next to show you what you can do once you've reached out of Learn mode. Now I'm now in practice mode. You can see that we have a different color header at the top. So I know that I'm in a different mode of the homework piece now. And practice is exactly what it is titled. This is practice. This is for you to practice taking what you just learned and working through these types of questions that you will later see in Certify, that credit level piece you'll pull in. So it's just a great way to go ahead and practice using the content, testing yourself, learning as you answer these questions, so that way you can, be fully prepared as possible for that credit level piece. But we also want this practice mode to be customized to your experience. So for example, we're giving you a preview of what's coming up ahead in Certify mode. You'll see here that there are 10 questions. I can see how many I've gotten correct versus incorrect, and there's a progression bar here. And this is just to kind of show you what it will look like next in Certify mode. But you do have some options to customize. We have features such as a tutor mode, and you have options to skip over questions. So for example, if this was a question that I already know it very well, I can skip it and spend my practice time working on a question that I struggle more with. Or if it's a question that I know that I need extra help with, I can try similar and try it again. So I will skip through a few more questions so that way you can see what this looks like. So for example, here are some different questions. We have some that are multiple choice and some that you enter in the answer as well. So I'll go ahead and answer one now so you can see what that looks like. So I'll go ahead and submit an answer. And for other questions, I do just want to point out quickly before that you can go in and use this keypad for any special characters. So if you do have any questions that require you to enter some special characters, like even a fraction or so forth, you can go ahead and enter that here as well. So I'll go ahead and submit this answer. I can just press enter, or I can press submit answer. And it looks like I see a red banner here. So it's telling me that my answer is incorrect. Now, what is super helpful for you all as students here is that you actually have a wonderful feature here called explain error. And this is so great because I can click onto it. And not only is it just telling me that I am incorrect, but it's telling me why I'm incorrect. So it's telling me exactly what I did wrong in this in my problem solving process. So this is great. So that way, instead of making those same mistakes over and over again and not realizing what you're doing wrong, we can help you out in practice mode by telling you why right here. And besides that, we're actually opening up a lot of our other tutor features, such as step-by-step, where you can go in and step-by-step work through this problem the correct way with a guide. And then we also have access for you to go right back to the learn mode from within practice and go back and view the content needed over again. So these are just some extra options for you within practice mode to further help you learn and prepare and practice for that certified piece. So I'll go ahead now and go back over into practice mode, and I'll go ahead and try another question type. So let's say that this was a question that you just really didn't have a good idea of how to get started. You could actually go ahead and access some of those tutor features without entering an incorrect answer. So I could click tutor here, and I'll be able to go ahead and see work step by step through this problem. So that way I can get to the right answer. And I can also once again view that learn content. And if needed, I could compare my own notes of how I work through to the overall solution. So that way, sometimes really all we need is just to be able to see how the answer is worked out correctly. That will help us. So we want to provide not just the answer, but how you can get to the answer to better help you out. So I'll go ahead and exit back into practice mode now. And I do want to point out too that you have that option to send a problem to your instructor. So rather than having to copy down this problem or even take a screenshot, you could just go ahead, and if you had a question about a problem, you could send your question to the instructor right from here within practice mode. Now, this is something that your instructor does have to enable. So if you don't see it, don't worry. It just means your instructor hasn't added it yet, but you could always ask if you would like that available and see if they can make that happen for you. So I'll go ahead now and exit out of our practice mode and show you what the next piece of the homework mode looks like, which is that final credit level piece. This is certified. So when I say credit level, this is the piece that will be submitted to your instructor to show that you completed the homework. And to submit it, you just have to work through this mode and demonstrate mastery. And I'll show you what that looks like as we enter into certified mode. So I'll go ahead and press start. And I see that we do have a new green header. So I'm in a different mode of the homework piece. But a lot of things are looking similar from before in practice. I see the same number of questions and the same progression bar through the lesson. I also see the question here, and then I see the answer below. So I worked through a similar problem in practice before. It wasn't the same problem, but a very similar problem. So hopefully I'm feeling pretty confident about answering this question in certify mode. Now, there are a few key differences though. You'll notice that there's no tutor option down here. And if I get this problem wrong, I am not going to be able to, get that explain error message this time around. And that is for a reason. So we have taken away those learning aids from you in certify mode. So that way you can demonstrate that true mastery on this concept. And we truly do this for your benefit because we want to make sure that you feel fully prepared for your test in your course and your quizzes and those other assignments where you're not going to have those learning aids. Now, remember that practice mode is there to serve you. So you can spend as long as you need to or as short of a time as you need to in practice mode, however long you need to feel fully prepared to come in and work through these problems and demonstrate that mastery level. So just know that it's never game over for you. I know that this heart over here towards the top that shows how many questions you can get wrong in certified mode, to me, it reminds me of a video game. But even if you, let's say for this particular assignment with that mastery level of 83%, if you missed more than 2 questions, it would not be game over. It would just take you right back into practice with a customized set of questions on what you were struggling with. So that way you can take another look and come back to certify when you're prepared and be able to demonstrate mastery in another attempt. But just know you can take as long as you need to and as many attempts as needed to master certified modes. So this homework piece is designed to help you learn and show mastery. We don't want to penalize you for the learning process and the mistakes you make along the way. So as long as you spend that time working through and then demonstrating mastery, you'll receive a full 100% credit for your homework. So another great way to boost your grade overall in the course, and you're authentically learning at the same time, which will definitely help you out, not only on your testing quizzes, but on the future courses that you take ahead as well. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of certified mode here now. I'm going to exit without saving, but I will say for you all as students, make sure that you are saving as you go through. And so that way you can make sure you're turning everything into your instructors. All right, so I will go ahead now and I want to show you one more really helpful feature I think is available for you all within the software, separate from the homework that I've just shown you. So I'm going to go back over to my Principles of Economics homepage with my to-do list, and I'm actually going to navigate over to the web test. Now, I mentioned earlier that web tests are something that your instructor can create for test or quizzes or diagnostic pre-test in your class. But you as a student have the ability to create your own practice web test as practice or practice study guides. So for example, I could click on practice web test here, and there is an option for me to create my own practice web test. I'll show you what that looks like so that way you can see how easy it is to use. For this practice web test, I will just do econ practice test, and I will go ahead and choose some chapters to pull questions from. So I'll go ahead and pull in some questions from my option or from this lesson here. And let's say my linear equations I need some extra help with and here. So whatever lessons I want to pull from, I can just go ahead and add, and I can even navigate to other chapters as well if I need to, and add it to my test. And then just for the sake of today's training, I'm just going to make 3 questions on this test, but you can put in as many questions as you want. Or if you know that your instructor is going to have 15 questions on the test, you can put 15 in your practice web test. And the same goes for a time limit. You can either make a test not timed, or you can actually give it a time limit if you know there might be a time limit on an upcoming test in your class. So I'm going to go ahead and press start and show you what it looks like to just go ahead and navigate through a test. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly answer to show you what this will look like. And it will tell me that I've reached the last question. So I can even navigate through to other questions if needed. And I'll go ahead and submit my practice test and see how I did. I have a feeling that I did not do very good on this one since I went through it really quickly. But we do have a pie graph of data, so you can see how many questions you got correct versus incorrect, and then see which lesson types and that you were struggled the most with. So if I know that I struggled more on 0.2, I know that I could go back in and work on those practice problems again. So I have another link to go in and get even further practice. So, and of course, I can go in and review how I did on each individual question as well from here. So just another great tool to help you study throughout your upcoming course. So I'll go ahead now and go back to my course homepage, right where we started at earlier in the training. So let me go ahead and go on back to my dashboard, right where we started. So I just want to go ahead and say thank you again for coming to our student training for today. That does not wrap up what I was going to go over. So I do hope that this overview helps you get started with Hawks this upcoming fall. I have reserved a little bit of extra time to address any questions that you may have. So I'll check the question and answer box now and look through that. If you do not have any questions, you are more than welcome to go ahead and head out. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. All right, I'll give just a few more moments to put in some questions. And I think we are all good. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. Thank you all so much again. Have a wonderful day.